Imagine this. You wake up in a room you don't recognize, blackout curtains, no windows open, you don't know what city you're in. You check your phone, 47 notifications. None of them are from anyone who knew you before you were famous. This is what people call making it. This is also, for a growing number of young rappers, the beginning of something else. Today, we're going inside the world most people never see, the one behind the sound, behind the persona, behind Yate. From the outside, it looks simple. Make hits, get famous, get rich. Yate built an entire aesthetic around excess. The cars, the chains, the rockstar knight persona. It's a world designed to look effortless, but effortless things usually aren't. Every persona this big requires maintenance. Every image this controlled requires distance. And distance from the world has a price. That price is what we're going to talk about. But first, you need to understand how fast this happened. Most fans know the rise was fast. What they don't think about is how fast. 1 year, relatively unknown. The next, headlining tours and shaping a genre-adjacent sound almost overnight. That kind of velocity doesn't just change a bank account, it changes a nervous system. Psychologists who study sudden fame call it identity acceleration. Your public self grows faster than your private self can process. You become a brand before you've had time to become a person. And once that happens, something strange occurs. We'll come back to that. First, let's talk about the room. Every artist at this level has the room. Backstage, green room, studio lounge, a space built to be the same in every city, so nothing ever feels unfamiliar. Same lighting, same setup, same faces. It's designed for comfort. But it also becomes a cage built out of consistency. Because if every room is designed to feel the same, you stop needing the outside world at all. Some artists describe it like living inside a loop. Studio, bus, stage, bus, studio. The city changes, the loop doesn't, and loops like that don't just affect your schedule, they affect who you trust. Here's the part that rarely gets discussed. At a certain level of fame, trust becomes a currency. You can't just meet people anymore. Every new face is a variable. Every new friend is a potential liability. So the circle shrinks, not because the artist wants to be alone, but because being alone starts to feel safer than being exposed. This is common across the industry, not just for one artist. Studies on parasocial fame describe this exact pattern. Isolation isn't a side effect of success. For many artists, it becomes the operating system. So what does that isolation actually cost? Sleep is usually the first thing to go. Studio sessions that start at midnight and end at sunrise, a schedule built around output, not rest. Then comes something harder to quantify. Time, not studio time, human time, birthdays missed, relationships maintained through screens. The version of home that used to mean a place now means a mental state you carry with you because the physical place keeps changing. And underneath all of it, there's a quieter cost. The persona becomes the product, which means the person underneath it has to stay separate. Public figures at this level often talk about performing themselves, even off stage, because the brand is always watching itself from the outside. That's a strange way to live, but it's an increasingly common one. You'd think all of this would make someone want to slow down. Often, it does the opposite. The lifestyle becomes self-reinforcing. The bigger the isolation, the bigger the persona has to become to fill the space. More spectacle, more extremity, more noise. Not because it's fun, because stopping feels riskier than continuing. This is a documented pattern across young artists who reach fame quickly. Not a claim about any single person's private state of mind, but a pattern researchers and industry insiders have pointed to again and again. The lifestyle isn't just a result of success. Sometimes it's a response to what success takes away. Here's what makes this complicated. This lifestyle also built something real, a sound that shaped a generation of artists. A persona so distinct it became a genre reference point. Millions of people who found something in that music they didn't have words for. None of that is fake. The talent is real. The impact is real. But so is the trade-off underneath it. Fame doesn't just give you a stage. It quietly removes the floor beneath it. And every artist operating at this level is finding their own way to stand on something that keeps moving. Closing, 7:30. So what's the takeaway? Not that fame is fake. Not that success isn't worth it. Just this. The version of a person the world sees on stage is rarely the whole story. Behind every persona built to look untouchable, there's usually a much quieter, much more human cost.